Goals versus intentions. You're in college currently, and for me, somebody that's out of college, everything I do, it's always about rhythm. It's good to be in rhythm. I do a lot of walking meditations. I do all types of meditation. It's all about being in rhythm or syncing with God, being in alignment, because things come easier to me. And I believe the education system and the corporate system is, and being human, is all around getting out of alignment. What are some strategies as a student that you use to stay in alignment?
Definitely sitting quietly, silent sitting, doing nothing, sitting there. And allowing for experience to take whatever shape it'll take. Because there are certain meditations where you can direct what you, or have a directed, like, this is, I'm gonna like try and create an experience right now. But there's a certain meditation, and it's known as Zazen in the Buddhist tradition, where you're just sitting there and you're not doing anything, and you're just focusing on your breath. You're just widening your awareness. You're deepening your presence. No movement, nothing else to distract you. In yoga with the postures, that too is a meditation. But there's like, you're moving, and it's easier to it can be a distraction to the deeper levels of the stratification of consciousness with their respective intensifications or intensities of luminosity. And when you're sitting quietly doing nothing, these start to be unconcealed, right? There's an unconcealment that goes on. And so in sitting quietly and doing nothing, you start to bridge the gap between the conscious and the unconscious. And that helps to water the seed of the rhythmic response to life that is not engendered by discriminative thinking or deliberative contemplation. Indeed, it does. Freestyling is something, is a new practice that I've picked up.
Explain freestyling to me.
Freestyling is where I got the tree over there and I'm free in here. Yet I don't know where I'm going because the moment is unfolding as fast as it can. I'm trying to understand the way life is. And all I see is ignorance around me. Surrounding thee with the truth, the revelation of the divine coming in, and it's motherfucking ruthless. I got the woo on my back as a fact. The way of strategy is to attack, cut right through the ego. Who? I don't know, but listen up. Something like that. I don't know. I don't even know what I was saying,
Oh, it was nice.
It was just
raw.
It was just boom, 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 boom. Like moment to moment, like things just keep changing. Things just keep on the fly. And so learning to respond to life on the fly, because I can't sit there and think too long about what I'm gonna say. Even if I don't rhyme, like I gotta keep going. Like
even in what he's saying, respond to life opposed to reacting to life.
And this is something I actually had a discussion with one of my very wise friends, who is a very
somebody else.
She's a very wise sorceress that I hold very dear in my heart, and she was talking about how she's trying to respond to life rather than reacting to life, So she made this distinction. I was like, what does it mean to react to life, and what's the distinction between reaction and responding, And responding was a spontaneous unfoldment, whereas reaction was like, I'm coming from a
survival mode.
Yeah, I'm feel threatened, and yeah. But that distinction, responding between reacting is like, it's filtered. Reacting is filtered, whereas response is unfiltered. And that's freestyle. Freestyle is unfiltered. And it's not easy practice at all. But it's been helping me to flow with this rhythm. And I'll be walking around and like, I don't even know what I'm going to do next. Because that's what freestyle is like. I don't even know what I'm going to say next. And there's a certain balance to be had between manifestation and spontaneity, right? There's certain things you want to manifest, but there's also a certain sense in which living life spontaneously, which means, I think, responding to the moment-to-moment unfoldment of this conscious illumination of your very being. And it doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I've never done this before, now I'm going to do this. That's being spontaneous. No, it's the bird quacking on the river, the duck quacking on the river. It's the car passing us right now. It's the sun reflecting off the trees. That is spontaneity.
I have an example of a time that I was just spontaneous, where it's just a simple story and it's not really impressive, but what it meant to me and how it transformed me was very, very cool. So I was walking away from campus to my car, and I saw this young lady walking, and I just like said something to her, and oh, she had a camera, and I asked her if she was a photographer. She goes, no, I'm studying photography. She goes, mainly I'm a painter. And then I said to her that I'm not a good painter, my art is my words. And then we had a conversation for a little while, and then I said, why do I keep on telling me that I'm not a painter? It's like, if I would have put my energy towards that, I could be a painter like in 10 years. I could be a painter, and if I put more intention towards it. But my goal, which is true, is not to be a painter that people appreciate. My goal is to let go a little more of who I am right now to become more of who I am.
The inexhaustible actualization of an infinite potentiality.
Yes.
Right, because who you are is endless and infinite. Reverie of my infinite self is painted in this picture, and it's just unfolding and unfolding and unfolding and unfolding, expanding, widening, growing, endlessly. No beginning, no end. Spontaneity, that's spontaneity right there, and you see that in the Tao Te Ching. Lao Tzu coming at you with the Wu Wei, action through non-action. You can interpret that as a psychological state of being, to where what you do is no longer artificially created. Or you can also look at that as describing the way things are. The bird chirping above me, that's happening through non-action. Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj also noted this in his book, I Am That, where he's in a dialogue with seekers from around the world. The heart of action is actionless. There's no action there. But in that stillness, Muji says, is the vibration of being. And this cannot be understood with logical thinking. So this goes back to the discussion earlier on whether concepts can capture reality. Solely concepts. And when I'm speaking about non-action, stillness of the heart containing the vibration of being, these are not things that you can empirically verify with your senses. It takes a non-sensuous mode of experience or perception, which a lot of philosophers have called intuition in the realm of Indian philosophy, to penetrate to the core of your very being here and now.